What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are giving my takeaways. I'm looking at my takeaways from the Lions vs. Bears game. It was a tough one, okay? And I'm also going to be looking at some of your voicemails, so let's get it started. Alright, everybody, welcome into the video. If you are new, what is up? Okay, that was weird. I never do that. I don't know why I did that. Don't expect that to come from me because I usually don't do that. But anyways, we are doing our takeaways. The Lions fell to the Bears 13-20 on the road with their backup quarterback in Jeff Driscoll. And that pretty much steals the deal for playoff chances. I mean, if you look at percentages, they probably still have a chance. But that's basically it, okay? They're basically not going to make the playoffs. I also got a couple of voicemails after the game and during the game, so we will look at those as well. But initially, there's not a lot I can say. I mean, here, let me just basically break it down for you. So defensively, we didn't play bad, and if you look at the stats stuff, we didn't look too bad, but we were also playing the Bears. Okay, simple. The Bears do not have a good offense. So 20 points to the Bears is actually a lot of points. I understand they're on the road, but it's a lot of points. Now, we'll give credit to our defense. The first half, they definitely stepped up until right before the half, but then they allowed a big momentum swing, giving up, the touchdown right out of the half. So that was a huge, huge factor. Some of our guys were still fighting. Okay, Trey Flowers, those guys were getting sacks, so that was definitely a good sign to see. There were guys fighting, but when it comes down to it, you give up 20 points, and at the same time, our offense could not take advantage of any of the field position. We settled for field goals in the first half constantly, or we just punted it right back. And then our only really touchdown was a bomb to Kenny Galladay, which I wish we would have took more shots. I feel like we played way too conservative. Look, I understand you have Jeff Driscoll, but the fact is this, when you're down 6-20 and you're not taking any shots, that is a problem. You have Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones. At the end of the game there, those guys are dropping passes. Amendola dropped one. Galladay dropped two of them. Driscoll was a little off, but he is a backup quarterback. I don't think he was terrible. If I'm being honest, I don't think he was terrible. I just don't think he was given a great opportunity. They should have took more shots to see what they could do. But the fact is, you're down by 14. You have to take shots. This was practically a playoff game, and they didn't approach it like it was a playoff game. They basically tried not to lose in that game in my eyes instead of trying to win. And once they got in that hole, it was basically over, okay? So that's really my quick spiel. I want to listen to a few of these. I'll give my thoughts, and I'll get you guys out of here. Also, I want to talk to you guys real quick. I was looking for other video ideas because the Lions season right now, it's not looking so great, okay? And there's a good chance that this thing doesn't go into the playoffs. So if that is the case, and most likely it will be, I'm looking into other things to talk about. I've heard a lot of people that want to see Pistons content, which is cool. I can do that. And I also see a lot of Michigan content. So maybe I'll experiment with both of those, see which one you guys like better. Just let me know in the community which you would rather see or in the comments of this video. Now, listen to a few of these voicemails. This game was hard to watch, and I know there's a lot of people that are upset. Now, I didn't get tons. If you guys want to send voicemails in, the Google Voice number is actually in the community. You should be able to find that pretty easily. It's also in the description of every video I put out now, so that's pretty cool. I'm sorry. I'm struggling to hook this thing up. I know. It's fine. Let's listen to these. We are going to be listening to a few voicemails, so just to see what you guys had to say. Okay, I think this is an interesting way to get you guys involved. And so yeah, let's get this thing started. Let's see what you guys had to say during the game. We actually got 8 voicemails, but I don't think all of these were during the game. That's the only problem. Let's get this thing started. Okay, this was 7. You know what? We're gonna actually just look at the ones that were today, and then we actually have 3 of them during the game. So we'll look at those. These are basically after the game for what the time shows, and we can look at the other ones later. So let's start these things off. Are you ready? Let's get it.
All right, man. First of all, I want to say I really like your show. And my takeaway from the game was that
I appreciate that.
Our defense just didn't play well enough to win us the game. Jeff Driscoll played pretty well, I thought, except for that one ill-advised throw at the beginning of the third. And the end of the second quarter and the beginning of the third quarter, our defense looked really bad. But at the beginning of the first quarter and the whole first quarter and the fourth quarter, our defense looked solid, but we just didn't play well enough to win. And Ty Johnson being out hurt,
it's facts,
and our offensive lineman that got hurt didn't look good either. Mike Daniels went down with another injury, which is not a good look. And Darius Slay also got banged up, but he came back into play. Yeah, and I think we just need to shut Matt Stafford down for as long as his injury lasts. And I just don't think there's any way we can make the playoff now. After that Bears loss, I don't think so. But hey, thanks for listening to my thoughts.
Hey, I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure who this was, but you know who you are if you watched the video. I agree with you on the Matthew Stafford side of things. I think if there's injuries like that where if you bring him back next week, you'd be rushing him back, don't. Just let him rest, man. Let this dude rest. You're in a position right now where your only chance is winning out and you still need a lot of help. Rest the man. Just rest the man, okay? It's not that serious. You didn't win this game. If you win this game, maybe it's a different thought, but you didn't. So, Rest him. Don't let him get hurt. Okay, this is your only. This is the guy you rely on. This guy has been carrying you for so long.
Hey, I was just calling to let you know that you're one of the best YouTubers I know, and keep up the good work, bro. See ya.
Hey. Okay, sweet. Hey, I appreciate you for that. Okay, I wasn't really expecting that. And now we got one more. This is from Eddie. Eddie left a long one. Let's get this thing started. Okay.
Voicemail on your YouTube channel.
What's up, man?
Just a question about the defense here. Just don't understand the play calling. Actually, it's for the offense, really, for Bevel. The last 2 weeks about the Raiders. You know, at the end of the game, he made a suspect call, you know, pulling out his all-star receivers at the end of the game.
Right.
And then at the end of this game against the Chicago Bears, you know, that 1 yard attempt to get Galladay, you know, with like 7 seconds left of the game and stuff like that.
Right.
Knowing that we need 21 yards, you know, to try to get a touchdown at the end of the game. What's your thoughts about that? And I mean, I respect Bevel. I know he's a great coach, especially for offense. You know, being in Seattle and stuff like that, and they won championships and stuff. But I just don't understand some of his play calling, you know, in the Detroit scheme. I understand that we didn't have Matt Stafford today, and he has a young quarterback back there and all. But you know, the game is on the line. You know, we really didn't have no timeouts. Why would you, try to throw a pass with 1 yard? And last week we had Matt Stafford in against the Raiders, and on fourth down, and you pull out all your receivers like, you know, Marvin Jones or Kenny Galladay or Amendola. Like, it just doesn't make sense, you know. So I'm just trying to get your thoughts. Maybe you can talk about that in your next video or whatnot. So that's all. I appreciate your help. Bye.
Absolutely. Hey, man, shout out to you for that one. Okay, so you're basically talking about Bevel's play calling, and I would say, I mean, there's definitely been a couple of suspect play calls. Like you said, that Raiders one, not a lot of people were happy about that one. I think he's been a good offensive coordinator up till that point. I mean, he was definitely doing some good things. He hasn't been perfect. That's 100% the truth. He has not been perfect. And I think that last play, I have to watch it back. I haven't seen it enough. But I think he threw it to Kenny Galladay, right, on a 1 yard pass. So, one, why is Kenny Galladay running that route? Why is Kenny Galladay the man that you probably trust the most in the end zone, the man that just had the only touchdown of the game for you guys, running that route? I mean, unless you think somehow he's going to come open. But then I think it's on Jeff Driscoll for throwing that. You're in that situation. You're better off not throwing that football. You're better off just throwing it away to save us clock and redo it down. So I think there's a mix of blame to go there. Also, Kenny Galladay, I know this is kind of hard to ask of a wide receiver because their job is to catch it and you really don't know. You'd honestly be better off just knocking it on the ground like T said. But I think there's a mix of blame. There's no reason he's running the short route unless somehow you thought that was going to clear up and he could run in. But with no timeouts, 20 seconds, I think it was 20 seconds before, the play snapped. I have no idea. No timeouts. I have no idea why that was the option, but I don't know, again, why Jeff Driscoll threw it. And he's a young quarterback, so I can understand him making some mistakes like that. It happens. But, I think overall, there's definitely a lot of things that this team has to do better at coaching-wise and playing, right? I think there's a lot of things that they have to fix, but I appreciate you for calling in for sure. And I think that's it. Someone's talking about their dog here, so I was going to...
Yo, I ate my dog, and Matthew Stafford came here and cut my dog to pieces.
Okay, I gotta listen to this.
His back is alright because he did some squats with me. He did 72 squats, and then he did 72 push-ups. I mean, this dude's nuts, bro. You should really check him out. His back, he's lying about his back.
All right, man. I had to just listen to that. Don't hate on anybody in the comments. Okay, again, my takeaways are this. We have too many mistakes. We didn't capitalize on any of our possessions. It was a young quarterback, so I kind of understand. We should have taken a lot more shots. I felt like we didn't play the win. Instead, we kind of just played to not lose once we got that lead. Came back to bite us. Defense before the half and going out of the half. Matt Patricia preaches that into the half and out of the half, he wants to really have a double, kind of thing going on where he scores going in, he scores coming out, that we take advantage. That's exactly what the Bears did to him. So they did that to him. And then the pick by Jeff Driscoll just made it even worse. Our defense didn't stand up today. It didn't, and it did it late in the game. It gave us a couple of opportunities to go score, a couple of mistakes. Once again, a young quarterback. there was just a lot of mistakes. I think we beat ourselves today. Matthew Stafford still dealing with that injury. Maybe we win this game if Stafford's healthy. I think we do, but I think there's more than that. We're playing a Bears team that's not very good. We did show spots. I think we showed quarters, first and fourth quarter, like some people said that, hey, this is when our defense is good. But other than that, we did make a lot of mistakes there. So I don't know how it would have went. We may have been able to win with Stafford. The thing is this, you didn't win, and we are now in a terrible position. Let me just say it honest. We're last in the North. So it is what it is. I honestly don't know what else to say. If you guys want to leave more voicemails, you definitely can. I can react to those at any time. I can react to those anytime. If you guys want me to have a whole video where you guys just go off, that's fine. I'll leave the message thing right here. I may not have it here. I may have already put it up. Okay, anyways, you guys can do that if you want. Also, let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see, and we'll keep the Lions stuff coming for sure. Don't get it twisted. But I also want to mix in some other things as, you know, the season is we're just not really fighting for playoff contention at this point. So let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, Prop, for watching. Lions lose to the Bears 13-20. So I'm actually hopping back in here for the video. I've actually been getting a lot of these recently. I actually got 2 more. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go through them real quick. And yeah, I'll react to those. Again, you guys can continue to send them in if you want to. It's up to you. But let me just do one more of these. I think I have another one of these and plus a couple of texted ones. So we'll go through this one real quick. And yeah, let's see what they had to say.
Hey, Dion, what's good?
What's good, bro?
It's your guy Shane from, you know, every single video I've commented on.
Yeah.
So I was watching that game. The Lions, you know, really screwed up sometimes. Especially Jeff Driscoll. He was kind of pretty bad in that game. Overall, he did bad. I think that one pass to Galladay was pretty good. That was a Matt Stafford type throw. He probably, you know, injected into his body. Said, you know what, one time and only once it's going to happen, and then I'm going to do nothing else. I thought the last drive was pretty decent, besides the fact that he really did not. He was kind of a Joe Flacco kind of thing. He stepped 2 yards, and he was running it, and then he threw it, which was pretty bad, so.
All right, man. I appreciate you for leaving that message. Do we have another one? We actually have a 3-minute one here, but I don't think anybody talks in this one.
So the Lions lose to the Chicago Bears, the worst offense in the NFC North, 20-13, right? People are saying, well, Matt Patricia isn't that good with anything. Well, I got to hand it to him. He stopped the Bears offense that looked like they were going red hot in the third quarter, and then Matt Patricia said, nope. We're going to let this team think that they're good.
Okay.
We forced some pressure on the Trubisky. I got to admit that much. We played damn good.
They get some pressure. They get some pressure. I like that.
Against the Bears, defensively. Okay, now the second half looked bad in the beginning, and I think we were all looking, hey, this team does not look good one bit. But as soon as Jeff Driscoll fired that ball down the field to Kenny Galladay, that was the catch of the year. Against a guy covered already and just caught it. I could not believe that one myself. I mean, he's made some intense catches before in the end zone, but that one is like something that we haven't seen from Matthew Stafford or Jeff Driscoll, and now we see it. Overall, I thought the game was taking a turn after the 14-6 lead with the Bears, and then we saw Mr. Trubisky running, and I'm like, that's not going to happen. But overall, I thought we did pretty good. You know, now I got to play Dallas next week. That's going to be a tough game, especially against Ezekiel Elliott. We played David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen with a bad offensive line. I don't think it's going to get easier for us next week. I'm pretty sure I'm going to that game, and if I am, I hope I am not, you know, seeing no 30-12 lead game at all. So, I just want to let you know that, but I got to hand it to them. They're going against close games. Now, if Matt Patricia can seal the offensive lineup for Stafford in the run game,
they are in close games.
It's going to work. But other than that, I don't think they're going to get anywhere this season. Overall, I think they've done typical Lions that they always do. You know, they're in that boat 4-4. You know, when they were 3-3 last year, they lost to the Seahawks. Oh, that's it, the game though. And I'm like, oh, this team's garbage. And then it just happened. You know, we just came 6-10.
Too, I think.
Give them another year. I'll say another year. I think the coaching staff needs to be better. Overall, they need to, Matt Patricia himself, he needs to stop playing man coverage. I know he plays with the Patriots, but you're not going to win games with man coverage. You're just going to give up yardage. Overall, I think it's a bad idea. And with Patricia, he can't do that.
Mm. Yeah, and man coverage is tough unless you have, like, shut down corners. Hey, I appreciate you for calling twice. I didn't realize that was you twice. But, okay, I see you with that one. A little more positivity than a lot of these other ones. I think we may have a couple of, we actually got one message. It says, hey, my name is Brandon. Oh, I already read that. These refs, man, I tell you, maybe the refs heard an NFC North matchup and automatically thought Packers, probably colorblind. But the flags are yellow, their favorite color. All right, I see you with that one, my guy. I see you. Okay, so I think that's it. I just had to throw this real quick in here. Again, you can leave messages if you want, and I'm out.